Welcome back in, everybody. Thanks for hanging out with us. We are Sports Take, JAKIB Sports YouTube Network. He's Derek. I'm Rob. Happy beginning of your Labor Day weekend. Hope you have a nice, relaxing weekend in front of you. That's for sure. Speaking of, I know a lot of people like to chill, like do a little cooking out, hit the backyard, hit the deck, do your thing. So we thought, you know what? Let's tie this into the Philadelphia Eagles. So we're going to have our party, our sports take party with the birds. And we're going to have to figure out who we want in charge of things, Derek. Because if you have the wrong person in charge, the whole party could be messed up, man.
Exactly.
You got to get this right. All right. So let's start with this one. Who would you want to coordinate? Who is taking charge of the whole operation of this thing and overseeing this thing and delegating? And you got this and you have that. Who do you want in charge of this thing?
I don't think there would be a better party planner or gathering of people than Brandon Graham.
Oh,
you talk about Mr. Personality, Mr. Gregarious by nature. You can't say no to Brandon Graham. Even if you didn't want to show up, you can't say no to him because of his personality. He just brings a breath of fresh air to a room, and he can get people to do things they may not want to do. So if there's somebody who's going to delegate it, come on, man. I know you don't want to do it, but I mean, come on. It's a team party, man. Come on, just this one time. All right, BG, I'll do it for you. That's got that type of mentality. I'd have to say Brandon Graham is my party planner.
That's a good choice. I like that. I like that better than mine. I went with Howie because I know every detail. He'll get every detail done, and you'll have the budget to be able to pay for everything that you need.
That's pretty good.
You know what I mean? Good. He's not all of a sudden going to run out of something and be like, dude, I don't have any more money, man. We're stuck. Like, you're going to be fine, with Howie planning this thing.
So you're saying he won't go over the cap and spend it?
He will not go over your cap. That's correct. It's a soft cap for the party, but he won't go over. I like that. Okay. That's good. That's good. All right. I would nominate you for this one if we weren't going with the Eagles. I want you as like an assistant here. I want you sort of supervising this, but let someone else do the heavy lifting. All right. Who's manning the grill, Gunner?
I'm leaning towards Lane Johnson. And here's why. Lane is from Texas, barbecue capital of America.
Yeah.
He's in Oklahoma, another big barbecue state. Lane likes to get out there and grill every now and then also. Lane would probably has all these old home recipes from his grandma who he told his grandma, shut up, grandma, sit down, when grandma said she was a Dallas
Cowboys fan. Yeah.
I said, how do you tell your grandma to shut up and sit down somewhere? He said, I'll sit your ass down, grandma. I'm like,
that was great.
That was one of the best lines ever. Yep. But I think Lane has an inside track on doing the barbecue just right, where everybody keeps going back for second and thirds, whether it's ribs, chicken on the grill, burgers, brats, whatever the case may be. I think Lane is that guy.
Yeah, that's a good choice, man. I think you're 2 for 2 so far. See, I thought Landon Dickerson, because you look at Landon Dickerson, he looks like he's enjoyed some barbecue.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what I mean?
Alabama. Yeah.
He'd roll up in his overalls and he'd be ready to really dig in and go to work. Like, whatever you need it done, he'd crush it on the grill. So I like that.
Choice. That's a good choice. Good old Southern boy down in Alabama. Hey, Alabama, especially Birmingham. Birmingham's got some great barbecue places. And I would imagine Tuscaloosa does also.
Yeah, oh yeah, for sure, for sure. All right, this might be the easiest one, like for me, the most obvious one. The beverages, I got Kelsey all day, every day.
Slam dunk.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to get it right. He might even, jump over, start bartending a little bit, mix some stuff for you, whatever. You want to have a little, chugging contest. He's not afraid to do that either. That is Kelsey just written all over it, that one.
Yeah, Kelsey likes to indulge a little bit, likes a nice cold beer every now and then, And I would put him definitely in charge of bringing 20 kegs of beer? You know how many kegs of beer you would need
for that? Him in like this,
Oh my goodness! And he's got his boys that can help him carry. He's got a whole bunch of what does Lane Johnson call them? Jurassic Park offensive linemen?
Park guys. Yeah. You know what you do on that one, Derek? This is where you make Cam Jurgens and Tyler Steen earn their keep a little bit. The younger dudes are lugging in the kegs for Kelsey.
Ooh, yeah, good point.
Kelsey can't be doing that kind of heavy lifting, man. No.
The older guys like Kelsey and Lane, they don't want to wrench their backs. You know it takes that much longer to heal up. Let them young guys. You got Cam in there. You're right. Lane. You got Landon. Then you got Tyler Steen.
Yeah.
Let those young guys carry those kegs for you as a young player initiative.
That's the most obvious one. All right, I'll give you who I wanted to. This is just house music. This is not singing. Okay.
Right.
Here's who I want in charge of house music. I want Slay.
Okay.
I think Slay will crush it. I think Mrs. Slay will be there with him, making some suggestions, kind of doing her thing too. But I think he's going to get that thing, banging real quick.
That's a great one. I missed that one, but I think my option would be a close second. I put AJ Brown.
Oh yeah,
AJ Brown seems like that smooth character.
Yep.
He likes to wear his jewelry. And if you put him on a turntable, I think he would have that music flowing. Man, the music, I think AJ's music would make your knees freeze, your back crack, and your liver quiver. I think AJ would be smooth on the turntable, man.
That's old school. I like it. Yeah. But that's, you have to. Now, here's the only question I would wonder, like, are you worried about, like, mixing it up? Like, are you going to try to appeal to, like, the dudes who want to hear some country? Or are you just cranking your thing, man? What are you doing?
You're gonna have a nice mixture in there. And if you're smart, whoever the DJ is, before the party jumps off, you go around and ask your teammates, hey man, what kind of music do you like?
Okay. You mix and match a little bit. Yeah.
Give me some names, give me some song titles.
Uh-huh.
You got some R&B in there.
Yeah.
Some hip hop in there. You got some rap. You got some country in there. And who knows? There might be a couple of guys that they like a little Michael Bublé. You never know.
Boy, you want to stop this thing quick. Yeah, I got you. Okay. I like that. All right. Yard games. So we're horseshoes, cornhole, wiffle ball, whatever you're into. I had a hard time with this one.
I left that one blank. And as I'm sitting here thinking about it, man.
You know who I'm going to give it to? I'm going to give it to Nakobe Dean.
Nakobe Dean, yard game.
Because look, he's a young guy who's organized and trusted enough to run the defense, to have the mic, to have the yellow, the green sticker on his helmet. I'm going to entrust him to get it right with the yard games, having no idea what it's going to look like. But I'm going to give it to the young cat. I'm going to go Nakobe Dean on this one.
I'm going to go with, now that you put yours out there, I'm going to say Dallas Goedert.
Okay.
Dallas Goedert is a low-key kind of guy, but he looks like a guy who likes to have games, likes to challenge every now and then, likes to challenge his teammates.
Yeah.
Cornhole, horseshoes.
Yeah.
Maybe a volleyball game. I'm going to put Dallas Goedert in that category.
I like that one. That's a good choice. All right. Now, again, I guess this is a no-brainer, but we'll throw it out there anyway. We know who's singing, right?
Oh, heck yeah.
All day, every day, it's Jordan Mailata, right? Is there anybody? I mean, those guys all, to their credit, held their own with the Christmas album they did, right? So who would you, if you take the obvious out of it, who else would you just go with, like one of the offensive linemen?
No, because I've heard them sing. I don't want to hear them sing again. I don't want to hear any of them sing again. I can't think of anybody other. If I was still in the locker room every day, would be
you'd know better. Yeah.
Because guys are always singing in the locker room, but I can't think of anybody else. I took Dallas. Don't show up without your ukulele. I'm Jordan. Don't show up without the ukulele.
Yeah.
And because people in that locker room respect his singing so much, whether they could sing or not, they would just join right in.
Yeah. Well, my dad says that Slay can sing, so maybe I bust Slay off of the house music, and I just have him cranking out some tunes himself. Maybe.
I got to hear it first. I got to hear it. See, we've heard Jordan Mailata sing, so he's a slam dunk choice in the music. I just can't take somebody else's word that, hey, so and so can sing. I haven't heard them sing. Maybe they have. I have not. So based on what we know, I have to go Jordan Mailata in this case. All
right, here. This one's. It depends what you're looking for here. All right. Who's giving the motivational speech?
That's easy. That's Kelsey.
You go Kelsey, right? Kelsey would definitely be like wildly entertaining, right? Where you're just like, this dude, man, you're kind of looking around, right? But think about like Jalen Hurts could be epic, man. If he just, he gives you one of these, like, we're going to have the best party you've ever seen. We are going to crush it in the games. Like he might get you like weirdly fired up for this thing.
Here's the thing with Jalen though. He's such a deep thinker. You know, you sit there thinking about what he just said instead of reacting to it right away.
Yeah.
See, Kelsey reminds me of John Belushi in Animal House.
Yeah.
No matter what he says, people are jacked up. They're ready to go.
Yep.
Jason Kelsey could get you fired up to play a volleyball game.
It's true.
Darts, ping pong, cornhole. You'll be fired up just to go against each other in those type of games. See,
yeah, it's a good
Jalen,
point.
You'll be saying, man, what did he just say? Let me think about this. By the time you figured out what he's talking about, he's already moved on to another point. See, I need somebody that no matter what comes out of their mouth, everybody's jacked up and yelling and high-fiving because of what they said. So Jason Kelsey has to be an obvious choice.
All right. I was trying to go out of the box. You know, Sirianni be good too.
Sirianni. Oh, that'd be another good one.
You know, I mean, whatever he says, man, it connects with those guys.
As long as he doesn't start talking about planting flowers.
But can't you see him? See, here's where I think he'd be good. When you're playing the yard games, Sirianni be everywhere. Come on, man. Like, we got to win this. You know, you're playing like in the driveway, playing hoops.
Yeah.
I can see him being the guy who's losing his mind if you're down a couple points. He's that guy.
Oh, you know what? Thomas Burke brings up a good one. Jeff Stoutland for motivational speak.
Yeah.
Jeff Stoutland.
Stoutland's going to give you the technique. All right, here's how you bend your knees to lift the keg and put it in. Yeah. This is what you do here. He's going to get you technically, fundamentally sound.
Here's the proper technique to throw the bag in cornhole.
Yes.
That kind of stuff.
He's a technician.
And with Stoutland, though, you'd have to drop a few boop, 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 especially if it's a family gathering.
Well, who over under on who curses more, Mailata or Stoutland? I might go Mailata.
I don't know. You might be able to throw Kelsey in there.
Yeah, Kelsey. Yeah, I think Kelsey can control it better than Mailata can. Mailata, man, he's just going
to say what he's going to say.
It's out there, man.
I'd say it's neck and neck between him and Stoutland.
Yeah.
And I've heard Stoutland get after some people, and I'm like, oh man, oh my goodness. So I think it'd be neck and neck between those two.
Okay. All right. Now, it was good because JM brought this up. I didn't think of this category that we would need. Who's the bouncer? Like if things get crazy, who's the guy who's either coming over and talking to you, or guess what, dude, you're out of here. He said Boston Scott. That I don't know if I'd be messing with Boston Scott. That guy is a brick.
I wouldn't, but he's only 5'6". I need more of an imposing figure. So I might have to go Jalen Carter here.
I might go Jordan Davis.
Jordan Davis is another good one. I could also put my lot in that category. Are you arguing with a guy who's 6'7",
no,
350 pounds?
Fitness Rebel says Dom. She's not wrong about that.
Oh, my boy Dom. Oh, let me tell you something. Let me change that. I would go Big Dom because I've seen what Big Dom has done. And don't ask me what, but I've seen some of the things Big Dom has done.
Yep.
Jalen Carter second, Mailata third.
Yeah, that's good. They're good ones. Yeah. Hey, the thing is, the hard part is we don't know about some of the new guys. Like we don't know enough about Swift. We don't know enough about Penny. And some of the guys they drafted right now. It's a tough call to see who, would be what.
Here's another category. Say you're running low on supplies, whether it's beverages or a certain type of food. You need somebody to leave the party and get to the store quickly and come back.
Yep.
I'm giving it to Sidney Brown. That dude's 100 miles a minute.
There's no doubt he is that. That's a good one, man. He's there's hustle. Like there's never a second where you're questioning, like, where is he? He's in and out. That's a good one. I like that.
Depending on how close the store is to the party, he might not even get in his car. He might just run to the store and back.
I think you could be correct.
Burn off some energy.
Yeah, grabbing somebody's bike and just pedaling away.
Just roll. Yeah.
Well, yeah. So I'm trying to think. So we went food, games,
Yep.
music, singing, beverages, coordinating the party, bouncing it. What did we miss one?
Yeah. Who's paying for the food? Who's paying for the food and the beverage?
Ooh.
I think it's easy.
Mr. Lurie.
Absolutely. And Jeffrey Lurie. Absolutely.
You can write that off, right? It's a team function.
It's a tax write-off.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. And on top of that, there is no budget. It's an open-ended budget.
Yes. All right. So if you had your decision, I mean, it's your choice. Who is calling? Who is on the call? Who's broadcasting the yard games for you? Give me your all-time. It could be alive or dead. Yeah. Who do you want doing play-by-play, color, and sideline reporting?
I'm torn between past and current. So I would say either Vin Scully or Gus Johnson.
Oh, okay.
Can you imagine Gus Johnson calling play-by-play of a volleyball game, cornhole? Oh, my goodness. Oh,
he would lose his mind. He wouldn't need a microphone.
Harry Callis is a good one.
Harry Callis is a good one. Fitness Rebel wants Ray Diddy doing the sidelines. I like that. Everybody wants Merrill doing play-by-play.
Howard Cosell.
How about Merrill? Yeah, I like Merrill and Madden. You combo those two.
Good choice. That's a good combo.
Yeah.
That's a really good combo.
Man, who's sidelines?
Sideline reporter for the game?
Quick? Do we use Quick as the sideline reporter?
No, because he's too subdued. He's too, he would be funny, but I want somebody who can give me some inside detail. Mike Quick is smooth as silk, man. He's too monotone in a lot of ways.
Okay,
I love Mike Quick.
How about we're going alive or dead?
Yeah.
How about Tony Siragusa comes back and he does sidelines?
Oh my goodness. That would be funny.
Oh, I can see it, man.
That would be. How about man? Let's see. Sideline reporter. Wow, that's. I need somebody who's quick wit, insightful, and yet can inflect some humor. Siragusa falls in all those categories.
Yeah, because I think he'd be great with really, like ripping something. Look at the form there on it, the way he's throwing the cornhole, whatever. You know what I mean? I think he'd be great as far as that goes.
Jim G says Jaws is a good one.
Jaws would be great, I think, for color analyst.
JM says Baldinger.
I like Baldy.
The only thing with Baldy, you get hypnotized by the finger hanging down like this.
But that's good. That adds to the fun. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yes. You be sitting there doing like this instead of listening to what he's saying,
Yes. Yes.
Let's see. I'm sure Tone, let's see. Who did Tone put in there? Let's see. Okay. All right. Tone said Landon Dickerson and Cox. Oh, yeah. I forgot about Fletcher Cox as a bouncer. Oh, Fletcher Cox.
I wouldn't argue that one.
But Fletcher Cox has a mean streak in him, too.
Yeah, I wouldn't argue that one. He'd be good as a bouncer. All right. That was fun, man. That was fun. Let's swing back here to what we were doing earlier. We were kind of looking at the teams on the Eagles' schedule. If I had to ask you, I'm asking you off the cuff, so you can think about it for a minute. The coach that you fear the most.
Ooh.
Okay, so here I'll give you the teams so you can think about it. Give you a second to think about it, okay? Belichick, right out of the chute, okay? Kevin O'Connell, who was in his second year, did a nice job in his first year in Minnesota. Todd Bowles, Ron Rivera, Sean McVay, Robert Saleh, Mike McDaniel, Rivera again, Mike McCarthy, Andy Reid, Sean McDermott, Kyle Shanahan, McCarthy again, Pete Carroll, Brian Dable, Jonathan Gannon. Of that grouping, which one concerns you the most?
I've got it. Man, I'm torn between McDaniel and Andy Reid. With the way Kansas City and Miami run their offenses, I've got to pick one. I'd say Andy Reid because you don't know what they're going to do. They can line up in the same formation 12 times, and it's 12 different variations of the play.
Yep.
And so I would say Andy Reid worries me the most about what's he going to come up with next.
Yeah, because you can't separate Reid and Mahomes. I mean, what Reid is able to do to get the most out of Mahomes, with Mahomes' unbelievable ability, the combination of those two is deadly, right?
Yes.
If you were excluding, which you can't do, but if you were just looking at it on face value, Belichick would scare you, obviously, just because he's also going to have an entire offseason to game plan this thing.
Yep.
Defensively. As far as the others go, I don't know that I'm like quaking in my boots with really anybody else, frankly. McVay's going to present challenges because he's very innovative offensively, but I think most of the other guys, it just relates to what kind of talent you have on the roster.
Yeah, I don't fear McVay as much this year because they don't have the talent they had a few years ago when they won that Super Bowl.
Yeah,
now, he's very innovative with his offense, very creative. I didn't even think about Kyle Shanahan. What is he? Because, dude, if you talk about plays of deception, constant motion when they step to the line of scrimmage, you don't know what he's about to run next. I mean, they run some creative stuff. They really do.
Yep.
So I've got to put Kyle Shanahan in that mix as well.
Mm-hmm.
Man, but I'm still going to stick with Andy Reid, though. And here's why. Over the last couple of seasons, and this is during the season, Travis Kelce and Mahomes have revealed about how sometimes during games, they draw plays during the game. Stuff they don't even practice.
And that speaks to Andy Reid being, hey, man, all right, good. Let's roll it.
And so I'm like, are you kidding me? You're making up plays during a game at crucial points of a game?
Yeah.
So I got Andy Reid's at the top of that list, no question about
it. That's to me, that's where I'm at. I'm there with Andy. I'm there with Belichick. For sure, just simply because I know, especially having to play him week 1, is going to be a challenge. I don't know enough about Saleh yet, like with talent now, what he's going to be like. I know McDaniel, if Tua is healthy, that's going to be a challenge shutting down that offense.
Now, see, when I look at the Jets, Nathaniel Hackett was a really good offensive coordinator in Green Bay, offensive coach in Green Bay, brutal head coach. So now he's back with his boy. Aaron Rodgers is his boy, and this is his offense. And he's got more pieces to work with in this offense than he ever had in Green Bay across the board.
Yeah.
In terms of skill position players. I mean, you got Breece Hall and Dalvin Cook in your backfield. You got Garrett Wilson, Alan Lazard, and he knows Lazard. He knows Randall Cobb. Now, Randall Cobb's on his last leg, but in this offense, Randall Cobb is still one of the best slot receivers in the game, even at this stage of his career. He's not going to kill you with overall numbers. What he kills you with is strategic catches.
Yeah.
Points of a game.
Yep.
He might not have more than 3 catches the entire game, but I guarantee you, they're going to be 3 vital catches in a game.
I agree with you. Look, he's there for a reason.
But I still say Andy Reid evolved so much since he left Philadelphia. And he was 14 years in his tenure as a head coach when he left Philadelphia. And yet he's kind of reinvented himself in Kansas City with this kid Mahomes.
Well, I think the what he really did that was smart, Derek, was he took the the management part off his plate. And it's not to say Andy doesn't have input. He absolutely does in personnel. But he doesn't need to be worried about, some of the stuff that he had to worry about here. And I think that was a smart thing that he did when he went to Kansas City. Turned it over to Brett Veach. Let him handle that kind of stuff. And I'm going to coach the team. How it got at the end with him. It was just too much. He was wearing too many hats.
Exactly. No question about it. And they took some of those duties away from him in his latter tenure, and it still kept going south.
Right.
It's a shame that his last year in Philadelphia was a 4-12 season. But Andy, and I've talked to Andy about this a number of times. At that stage, he knew it was time to go. He knew it was time to leave Philadelphia. He'd been there 14 years. It ran its course, and it was time for something new. And I'm thinking maybe he's going to retire, at that point. I don't know when Andy Reid's going to retire. He's like 67 now. Why would you retire if you got Patrick Mahomes as your face of your team?
That's the big question. Like if he was sitting there and he was going through some of the quarterback struggles that other teams have gone through, like Washington, I don't know, fill in the blank. I don't know that he's still doing it. I mean, it's I mean, he to his credit, they moved up. They took a bit of a gamble. I mean, Mahomes was kind of up and down in college, and they took a little bit of a risk. It worked out unbelievably. He's a great talent, and Andy Reid's gotten the most out of him, and it's a perfect situation. But yeah, I don't know that when you've made all the money, you've won a Super Bowl like Andy has. Do you want to be dealing with this at 60, whatever? But I also think, Derek, man, he's the ultimate lifer. I don't know that he can even do it. Can you see him doing anything else?
No. And he's like Pete Carroll. Look at Pete Carroll, 71.
Yep.
And Pete Carroll is a lifer. Andy Reid is a lifer. Andy Reid loves being around the game, loves being around the locker room, loves being around young players and developing and watching things come together. I don't know what Andy Reid would do outside of football, to be honest. He'd probably go nuts, probably drive poor Tammy, his wife, nuts being at home every day.
Yeah. And that's, look, there are some guys like Larry Brown to this day is still coaching, in some capacity. Larry Brown's in his 80s.
Yep.
It's
every time you turn around, Larry Brown's consulting for somebody.
Right. I mean, Joe Paterno, like we all know there was a lot that went on there, but I'm just saying from a coaching standpoint, he always said, I don't have any hobbies. Like, this is what I do. And
look at Belichick.
When he stepped down, he died less than a year later.
Look at Belichick.
Yeah.
Same way.
Belichick's been coaching in the NFL, Derek, since 1975.
That's unbelievable. And what is he now? In his early 70s?
Yeah. I mean, his first job as an assistant was in 75, and he's been doing it since then. It's crazy. It's 48 years. So, yeah.
There's just some things, and especially, see, guys like Belichick and Andy Reid and Pete Carroll, they can determine when they're done. It's not like they're on a watch clock, in terms of when your tenure's over. Because of the measure of success they've had, they can call their own shots in terms of when they decide to bow out. Mm-hmm. Not many coaches have that luxury in the NFL.
Yeah.
You look at a guy like Adam Gase. Adam Gase failed twice in 2 stops. He's out of football now.
Yeah,
he's out of the NFL.
It's one of those names like you just don't hear from anymore. He's just gone. It's amazing. It really is. Yeah, interesting. All right, let's get a timeout. Let's come back and we'll talk some Phillies. As we mentioned, big series with the Brew Crew coming up later in the NFL segment. Mike Evans, Cooper Kupp, more Aaron Rodgers, and back and forth with the Giants. We'll tell you where Matt Corral landed. We'll a little more on the potential deal that's done. It's off the table now. But for Jonathan Taylor, where he may have ended up, more on Joe Burrow, too. A lot of ground to cover. And we will do it when we come back. Don't go anywhere. That's Derek Gunn. I'm Rob Ellis. We are Sports Take, JAKIB Sports YouTube Network. Let's talk about Pro Action Restoration. Pro Action Restoration is the place that you reach out to if you have a home, you have a business, and you go through the pain, the inconvenience, the unknowing of water damage, fire, smoke, mold to that building. They're on call 24 hours, 7 days a week. I can tell you that from personal experience. And they got right out to my parents' house. They fixed the problem. They cleaned everything up. The price was right. The crew was just amazing. And it was a big relief for everybody involved. They're licensed, bonded, fully insured. They've been serving the tri-state area for more than 2 decades. Pro Action will work in conjunction with your insurance company. So again, could be water, fire, smoke damage, mold remediation, you name it. They can handle it. Give them a call, 610-623-3760, 610-623-3760, or online at proactionrestoration.com. That's Proaction